The Roman subterranean vault is called blank. A. Cometeria. B. Tholos circa mausoleum. D. Pyramid. The answer is A. Cometeria. Subterranean vaults contained both columbaria and loculi. Columbaria is so called because of their resemblance to pigeonholes, where niches formed in the rock to receive a vase containing the ashes of the deceased and with the name inscribed thereon. The difference between the Roman and Greek theater is that the Romans' auditorium encircled blank of a circle. A. 2/3. B. 1/2 circa 1/4. D. Whole. The answer is B. 1/2. Roman theaters often adapted from the Greek to suit the Roman drama, and for this the auditorium, with its tiers of seats one above the other, was restricted to a semicircle. Amphitheaters are used in blank. A. Horse racing. B. Gladiatorial contests. C. Marathon. D. Chariot racing. The answer is B. Gladiatorial contests. Amphitheaters are characteristically Roman buildings found in every important settlement and are good exponents of the character and life of the Romans, who preferred displays of mortal combats, considered to be good training for a nation of warriors, to the tame mimicry of the stage. Gladiatorial combats had their origin in funeral religious rites connected with human sacrifices to the names of the dead. To celebrate victorious naval campaigns of the generals, the usual monument built is the blank. A. Memorial column. B. Rostral column circa triumphal arches. D. Festoons. The answer is B. Rostral column. It is a pillar decorated with the prow of a ship, or rostrum, to serve as a naval monument. The luxurious country house of the Romans, which is surrounded by terraces and garden, is the blank. A. Palace. B. Castle. C. Insula. D. Villa. The answer is D. Villa. The luxurious country houses of the Romans were known as villas, which were elaborate rural estates for the wealthy, featuring numerous rooms, extensive grounds, and amenities like underfloor heating, private bathing facilities, and servants' quarters, in contrast to their more modest urban homes. Roman bridges are called blank. A. Pons. B. Grease. C. Facet. D. Moat. The answer is A. Pons. Roman bridges are not a single type but include stone arch bridges, timber bridges, and pontoon bridges, with many historical examples named with the Latin word pons, plural, pontes, and the Italian derivative, ponte. The vault, which was formed by the intersection of two semicircular vaults of equal span and used over a square apartment, is the blank. A. Sexpartite vault. B. Cupola. C. Fan vault. D. Cross vault. The answer is D. Cross vault. Formed by the intersection of two semicircular vaults of equal span, was used over a square apartment and the pressure was taken by the four angles. When cross vaults were used over long halls or corridors, the hall was divided by piers into square bays, each of which was covered with a cross vault, which allowed of the insertion of windows of the upper part of the walls, as in the central hall of the Thermae of Caracalla. The favorite of the Romans among the five orders is the blank. A. Composite. B. Ionic circa Corinthian. D. Doric. The answer is circa Corinthian. The Corinthian order was the favorite of the Romans among the five classical architectural orders, reflecting their appreciation for grandeur and luxury, though they also invented the composite order. The Corinthian order is characterized by its tall, slender columns and an ornate capital decorated with acanthus leaves and scrolls. That which corresponds to the Greek agora is the Roman blank. A. Place. B. Forum. C. Plaza. D. Market. The answer is B. Forum. That which corresponds to the Greek agora is the Roman forum. Both were central public spaces in ancient cities, but the agora was a broader civic center, while the Roman forum specifically became the heart of civic, religious, and commercial life, often becoming a grand open-air market and meeting place. The crowning glory of the Roman architecture is the blank. A. Temple of Vesta. B. Temple of Portunus circa Pantheon Rome. D. Temple of Fortuna Virilis. The answer is C. Pantheon, Rome. It features the world's largest unsupported concrete dome, a large central hole, the oculus, for light, and has been in continuous use for 2,000 years, contributing to its remarkable state of preservation. The building's history, groundbreaking architecture, and its function as a cultural and religious center make it one of the most influential and impressive ancient structures in the world. The architect of Trajan's Basilica, Rome is blank. A. Nesicles. B. Emperor Caligula. C. Apollodorus of Damascus. D. Callicrates. The answer is C. Apollodorus of Damascus. He is one of the few architects whose name survives from antiquity, and is credited with introducing several Eastern innovations to the Roman imperial style. The plan of the Colosseum, Rome is shaped in the form of blank. A. Circle. B. Half circle. C. Ellipse. D. Trapezoid. The answer is C. Ellipse. The Colosseum in Rome is shaped like an ellipse or an oval. Its elliptical form was designed to maximize the seating capacity and provide an unobstructed view for more spectators in the large amphitheater. The dividing wall running down the middle of the arena in a slightly oblique direction in the circus is known as blank. A. Spina. B. Esplanade. C. Axisha. D. Creeper. The answer is A. Spina. The dividing wall in the center of a Roman circus arena, which is long and slightly oblique, is known as the spina. This barrier was adorned with monuments and statues, including a large obelisk, and served as a centerpiece for the chariot races and other events held in the arena. The triumphal arch that was built to commemorate the capture of Jerusalem was blank. A. Arch of Septimus Severus. B. Arch of Tiberius. C. Arch of Titus. D. Arch of Constantine. The answer is C. Arch of Titus. The Arch of Titus is a single triumphal arch located on the Sacra Via. It was erected around 81 AD by the Senate and people of Rome to commemorate Titus and his capture of Jerusalem following his death. The arch is around 14 meters wide and more than 15 meters high. The Roman palace building began by Augustus and added to by later emperors was the blank. A. Palaces of the Emperors, Rome. B. Palace of Diocletian. C. Golden House of Nero, Rome. D. House of Livia. The answer is A. Palaces of the Emperors, Rome. The primary imperial palaces in Rome were located on the Palatine Hill, a site that became synonymous with royalty, from which the modern word, palace, is derived. Emperors like Augustus, Tiberius, and Domitian built their grand residences there, with the Palace of Domitian, or Flavian Palace, being the largest and most significant, featuring distinct public and private wings and a private stadium. The entrance passage in the domus is called blank. A. Atrium. B. Prothyrum. C. Fossis. D. Peristyle. The answer is B. Prothyrum. In ancient Greek houses, the prothyrum was the space just outside the door of a house, which often had an altar to Apollo or a statue, or a laurel tree. The palace that forms the greater part of the medieval town of Spalato, which has therefore been called a city in a house, is the blank. A. Palace of Sargon. B. House of Pompey. C. Palace of Diocletian. D. House of the Surgeon. The answer is C. Palace of Diocletian. Diocletian's palace far transcends local importance because of its degree of preservation. The palace is one of the most famous and complete architectural and cultural features on the Croatian Adriatic coast. A building in classic architecture for plants, flowers, and running water, ornamented with statues and forming a cool and agreeable retreat is called blank. A. Nymphaeum. B. Podium. C. Cinerarium. D. Panopticon. The answer is A. Nymphaeum. A nymphaeum is a shrine or a public monument dedicated to the nymphs and the springs or fountains. These structures typically featured fountains, basins, running water, greenery, and statues, providing a cool and tranquil space for relaxation and contemplation. The curved arris formed by the intersection of vaulting surfaces is called blank. A. Favimentum. B. Centering. C. Groin. D. Ribs. The answer is C. Groin. The curved arris formed by the intersection of two barrel vaults at right angles is called a groin. This is also referred to as the arris or groin arch and is a defining characteristic of a groin vault, which is also known as a cross vault. The dome of a circular building is the blank. A. Tholos. B. Podium. C. Annular vault. D. Vault. The answer is A. Tholos. In ancient Greek architecture, a circular building with a conical or vaulted roof and with or without a peristyle, or surrounding colonnade. In the Mycenaean period, tholoi were large ceremonial tombs, sometimes built into the sides of hills. They were beehive-shaped and covered by a corbelled arch. The smooth channel that is lined with hard cement and carried on arches in an aqueduct is called _____. A. Specus. B. Thalamus. C. Shipets. D. Albarium. The answer is A. Specus. Specus refers to a Latin term for a cave, cavity, or the roofed channel of an ancient Roman aqueduct. The word also appears in other contexts, such as the name of a type of logical fallacy called idola specus coined by Francis Bacon, a genus of sponges and fish, and as a name for businesses like a Michelin-starred restaurant and a historical site. The second largest Greek temple is blank. A. Parthenon. B. Erechtheion. C. Temple of Zeus. D. Temple of Nike Apteros. The answer is C. Temple of Zeus. The second largest Greek temple is generally considered to be the Temple of Zeus at Cyrene, located in what is now Libya. This massive Doric temple was the second largest of its kind in the world and was noted for its grand scale and columns, though it was heavily damaged in antiquity. A single line of columns surrounding the naos wall is an arrangement called _________. A. Peripteral. B. Octastyle. C. Monotriglyph. D. Ariostyle. The answer is A. Peripteral. Peripteral describes a structure, especially a classical temple, that is surrounded on all sides by a single row of columns or a colonnade. It refers to the architectural feature of having a complete circle of columns, such as those found around ancient Greek temples like the Parthenon. It is the prototype of the Roman thermae. A. Parabolus. B. Skene. C. Ephebium. D. Gymnasium. The answer is D. Gymnasium. The prototype of the Roman thermae, or public baths, was the Greek gymnasium, which served as a center for athletic training and social activity. The Romans adopted and expanded upon this concept, transforming the gymnasium into the large, complex bathing and leisure establishments known as thermae. The Aegean tomb, which is a subterranean stone vaulted construction shaped like an old-fashioned beehive, is blank. A. Tiondi. B. Tholos. C. Dolmen. D. Mausoleum. The answer is B. Tholos. Tholos, in ancient Greek architecture, a circular building with a conical or vaulted roof and with or without a peristyle, or surrounding colonnade. In the Mycenaean period, tholoi were large ceremonial tombs, sometimes built into the sides of hills. They were beehive-shaped and covered by a corbelled arch.